Kendall here with Lazy Llama Creations. Today we're going to be making beginner axolotls. I'm going to be following along from my Learn How to Crochet kit, which is my Learn to Crochet beginner kit. It comes with all the supplies you need to learn how to crochet. It has all the things of yarn, all the colors you need, and all the little tiny things you didn't know you needed when you learned how to crochet. If you're a beginner learning how to crochet, you might want to pick up one of these kits just so it has everything included and you can just follow the video tutorial and the written pattern easy peasy. If you're not following along from one of the kits, you're going to be needing yarn in a body color and a gill color, as well as white and a little bit of black, 8mm safety eyes, stuffing, stitch markers, tapestry needle, scissors, and a 5mm crochet hook. If you follow from one of the kits, you have enough yarn to make both a blue and a pink axolotl. I also mentioned the Magic Ring Guide, which is a product I invented to help you learn how to make the magic ring. Instead of getting all twisted on your hand, this is a super easy guide. It's labeled, it comes with a video tutorial, and it just makes making a magic ring about 100 times easier. So if you're a beginner and you're interested in this, I also have it linked down below. I think that covers everything. Let's jump into the video. I'm going to be starting with this light blue, which is the color of one of the bodies. If you have the Magic Ring Guide, which is a super easy little guide to start the magic ring, that's a separate video. I'll have it linked down below, but also when you access this pattern for your crochet kit, you'll find a big old link saying, hey, click here to learn how to use your Magic Ring Guide. But right now, I'm going to be showing you on my hand. Find the end of the yarn. Magic ring's just like the top of our crochet piece and kind of just how we're going to start our axolotl. You're going to take your tail, which is the end of the yarn, and you're going to cross it around to make an X on your hand and hold it in the middle. With your crochet hook, you're going to go under and then over and pull this through. Just like that. And then I pinch and pull off. This is the yarn that's attached to the skein. It's our working yarn. So I'm going to pull that and do this thing called a chain, which is when you place the yarn on top of your hook and pull through. So I'm going to place the yarn on top of the hook and pull through. And this is a magic ring with a chain 1, which is what we need. I'm kind of separating my strands just so they lay a little nicer. When we crochet our next round, or our first round, you're going to be crocheting on both of these strands, which is the tail plus the circle. My cat Peanut has come to help as well. But let me show you how to do that ring again. You're going to make an X on your hand, hold in the middle, under, over, and pull through. Pinch, tighten, and do that chain 1 of placing the yarn on top of the hook and pulling through. We're now going to do 6 single crochets for round 1. A single crochet is going to be like one of our most basic stitches. It's used in so many projects. It's really like the foundation stitch you're going to learn. I'm going to insert my hook into the middle of the circle, yarn over, and pull through. So you should have 2 loops on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through both loops. And that's 1 single crochet. So again, I'm going to insert in the middle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. That was 2, so this is 3. Insert yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can see each stitch is like this little V shaped. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then To make this an actual ring, you're going to pull the tail till you get a small circle, and that's round 1. I'm going to grab my stitch marker which is this little safety pin looking thing. And this is how we're going to mark the beginning and the end of all of our rounds. So I'm going to place it in the very last stitch that I made and close it up so it doesn't come undone. This is our tail. I don't want to crochet with that, so let's kind of pull it away. The next round says increase 6 times. An increase is just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So right now we have 6 stitches, but at the end of round 2 we'll have 12 because you're putting 2 in each one. The first one's always a little tight, okay? It's not you, it's crochet. So I'm continuing around in the same direction. I'm going to wiggle my hook and put it in the first stitch that I made. You want to make sure you're going under both of the V, both parts of the V for your stitch. And then make a single crochet. In the same stitch, we're going to make a second single crochet. Just like that. And then moving around to the next one, we're going to repeat. So we're going to make a single crochet and then a second. We're going to do this for the whole round. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2. I'm right at the end, so I'm going to take out my stitch marker. I'm going to work in the last stitch, doing our increase, and then I'm going to put the marker in the new last stitch that I just made. So we're like moving up around. And that's the end of round 2. I'm going to give myself some more yarn. The next round is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So it's like a little series of 3. So in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do our increase. 1, 2. So our little series of 3. 1, and then a double. And we're going to repeat this. So 1, and then a double. 1, and then a double. Last one, we'll do ours 1, take out our marker, and then do our increase. And putting the marker back in. The next round is going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase, our little series of 4. So it's going to go 1, 1, double. So 1, 1 in the next stitch, 1, 1, and then a double. Go ahead and repeat this for the whole round. You can start to see our circle is getting a little bigger. The next round is going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, and then the increase. You're going to repeat this for the whole round. We are now finished with increases. This is as big as our axolotl is going to get. It's the top of its head, and then we have to make the body going down. For the next 10 rounds, you're going to be placing 1 single crochet in every single stitch. So no increases or decreases or anything weird, just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way around. To make it a little easier for us to keep track of the rounds, instead of placing my marker in the stitch, I'm going to place it on the side. This way, when I'm doing my single crochets, I can see where the start is without having to move up my move up my stitch marker. Let me finish one round and I'll show you. So as I'm coming around, I'm not going to move my marker. I'm just going to continue working in every single stitch. But now I can see that this is round 1 because this was the end, so I just made 1 round. And you're going to do this till you have a total of 10 rounds. Just 1 single crochet in every single stitch. Now it's starting to look like it has a real shape. I'm going to move my stitch marker from the top into the last stitch I made. This is the loop that my hook's on. I'm going to pull it out a little bit just so I have some room to work with. It's not going to fall apart because we need to add some eyes and a smile. These are my safety eyes. I'm going to be placing them between rounds 6 and 7. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Place it between about 6 stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before I add the backs, I like to do the smile just so I can make sure everything's nice and even. I'm going to cut a piece of black yarn and put it on my yarn needle or my tapestry needle. From the back, I want to make 1 corner of the smile, leaving a few inches in the back so it doesn't come undone, and go to the other corner of the smile so it's a straight line. This is when I say meep meep, do it every time. I'm going to go to the bottom of where I want my smile to be, and I'm gonna scoop my straight line down so it's a curve. Just like that. My eyes are nice and even, so let's add our backs on. You just have to push the backs on. It kind of makes a clicking noise when you know it's on. Do it with the other eye. I'm going to tie a knot for the black yarn, just so I know it won't come undone. Just don't pull too tight because you don't want to mess up your beautiful smile that you just worked hard on. Trimming it just so it stays out of our way. Now it still doesn't look like an axolotl until we add our details, but it is looking mighty cute. I'm going to put my crochet hook back in. Get my tails out of the way. Let's make some room. Now we're going to do the most amazing thing called a decrease. If an increase is 2 stitches in 1, a decrease is 2 stitches combined to 1. We're basically going to be doing the opposite of what we did to make it bigger, but now we're going to make it smaller. So we're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then for our decrease, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's a decrease. You're going to do this for the whole round. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. and then our decrease. So we're gonna insert, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all three. You're going to do this for the whole round, and then the next round is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So go ahead and finish this round of 3 single crochets, decrease, and then the next round 2 single crochets and then decrease, and then we'll start stuffing. I just finished the round with 2 single crochets and then a decrease. I'm going to grab my stuffing, which is this bag here. Opening it up. The trick to stuffing is that you want to pull it apart into small clumps and then place it in a little bit at a time. You don't just want to stuff the whole thing in because it's not going to be as fluffy. Small clumps gives it like the ultimate fluffiness that we need. Making sure my yarn is staying out of the way. And don't forget, if you're following one of my beginner crochet kits, you get to make 2 axolotls, one in blue, one in pink. So you have plenty of stuffing for both. Because these guys are small, they don't require too much stuffing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to continue stuffing just a little bit more as I slowly close the bottom, but for right now I'm happy with that. The next round is going to be 1 single crochet and then a decrease, and then the round after is just going to be 6 decreases. So I'm going to pop off camera just because when it's like this, I like to hold it in my lap. It's just a little easier to work with. But for the next round, you'll do 1 single crochet and then decrease. And then the round after, you'll add 6 decreases. Here I am at the very end. I'm going to cut my yarn. I like to leave quite a bit of room just so I don't have to worry about it being too short. We're then going to do this thing called fastening off. When our loop on our hook, we're just going to pull. Sometimes I could do it with a hook, sometimes I need my fingers. But you're just going to pull it through so it's not a loop anymore. We're then going to put this tail on our tapestry needle. And we're going to close up the bottom. I'll be honest, it doesn't matter how you do it. I like to think of it as like a little cinched bag. So I'm going to go in between the stitches. But if you want to zigzag, go across, it's the bottom. It just needs to be closed and it needs to stay. That's the only requirements. I'm gonna pull tight, add a knot right at the bottom. Now, we don't just want to cut this yarn because then our thing's gonna fall apart. What we want to do is called weaving it in. So we want to poke as close to we are. This is where my knot is. It's my needle. I want to go right next to it and poke out anywhere that's blue. Pulling it through and then cutting our yarn. If it sticks out, you can kind of rub it in or poke it through with scissors. But now for it to come undone, it has to go a few inches in the body, then around the knot, and then it's just less uncommon now. Now we have our body. Does not look like an axolotl, but it does look like an egg. But now we need to make the belly, the arms, and the gills. For our last pieces, this is easy peasy because you've already done everything when you made the body. So to make the belly, we're gonna start with that magic ring and 6 single crochets, exactly like how we started the body. I highly recommend going back to the beginning of the video where I went a little slower. But I have my magic ring. I'm gonna add on 6 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull it close. Next round is going to be 6 increases, exactly like the body. Remember, our increase is 2 single crochets in 1. So I'm going to add my 6 increases, my 12 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You might have noticed I didn't use a stitch marker. When it's so small, I like to count in my head just because I think the stitch marker gets in the way. But you're going to be doing whatever works for you. If you want to use a marker, use the marker. If you want to count in your head, count in your head. Whatever works. For our last round, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then an increase. So we're just going to do 1 and then the next stitch an increase all the way around. 1 and then a double, 1, double, 1, double, 1, double, 1, and our last double. Because this is the belly, we want it to be totally round, we're going to do this thing called a slip stitch. To do a slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, then pull through again. And you can see it just kind of like closes our circle, makes it a little rounder. I'm going to leave quite a bit of yarn because we're going to be using this for sewing it to the body. Cut it off and fasten off. I'm going to trim this, not too close, you don't want to come undone, but about 1 inch just so it stays out of our way. And that's how you make the belly. Our gills and our arms are going to be made the exact same way. And you already know how to do it because you did it to start the body and the belly. You're going to make 6 in your secondary color and then 2 in the body color. So you're going to make your magic ring, chain 1, and then 6 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull together, and that's it. We'll leave a nice long tail for sewing. Fasten off, and that's how you're going to make the gills and the arms. So again, 6 in your secondary color, 2 in your body color. For assembly, I'm going to start with the belly. I have my nice long tail I'm going to put on my tapestry needle. And here's a little hack about sewing. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as it stays on. So if you're like, oh, I'm used to embroidery, so I have techniques I like, use that. If you just can think about how you want to attach it, do it that way. It does not matter. I like to hold my belly in place. And I like to put this at the bottom for whatever reason. And I like to go down through the belly, through the body, and then up only through the belly. So down through the belly to the body, and then up through the belly. I'm going to do this all the way around so that my belly is nice and secure on it. Okay, right at the end. Sometimes I like to go like back a little bit just so I make sure it's nice and round. Kind of whatever works for you. But when you're ready, you're going to poke it through the bottom. And again, this gives us a couple inches for it to come undone if it was going to. Makes it more unlikely. Trim. There's Peanut helping out. Now we have a little belly. You're gonna attach the gills the exact same way you will the arms. So the arms go here. There's gonna be 3 gills on each side. I like to use both the tail from the magic ring and our tail from the outside after we made the stitches. But I'm gonna put it on my tapestry needle. If you need help lining it up, you can use straight pins. That helps a lot of people. But I just kind of hold it. And you're just gonna stitch it onto the body. Again, I don't really like recommending a certain way just because I don't like beginners to get bogged down with the details that you need to be so specific and perfect. No, no, no. We are just trying to crochet. You can master all the skills later. Right now, we just want to finish a project and get comfortable using yarn. Peanut's super comfortable. She loves videos. When you go across, you're gonna poke it through either the bottom or the belly. And then I like to repeat with the second tail. This one's pretty secure, but sometimes it won't be as tight on one corner. And I like to make sure my gills and my arms are nice and strong. Again, these you can see the blue. Just poke it through with your scissors or your tapestry needle. You're gonna repeat with all 6 gills and then the 2 arms. Thank you so much for joining me today as we made some beginner axolotls. I hope you had a great time following this tutorial. If you're coming from one of my crochet kits, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you purchased one of my kits or you were gifted one and you followed along. It just means so much to me and my small business. If you're coming from YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me grow and provide more tutorials to everyone who wants to learn how to crochet. You can follow along with everything from my business at Lousy Llama Creations on TikTok and Instagram. We have brand new kits coming out, as well as this magic ring guide, which is about to be released. I'm just so excited to share it with everyone. I think it's really going to be a big game changer. Once again, my name is Kendall, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!